Hi everyone, my name is Abraham Ibarra Lopez and I'm the captain of the Ion Innovators.
I'm Carlos Alonso Olvera Banda and our advisor is Dr. Guillermo Gómez Delgado and we are from Preparatoria Regional de Tepatitlán that belongs to Universidad de Guadalajara. So tell us, Abraham, which is the problem that we are going to solve?
Well, today we're trying to find a homemade fruit preservative that is non-toxic and that doesn't utilize salt, sugar or vinegar. So in summary, our main objective is going to find a non-toxic substance or mixture that can preserve a wide variety of food and most of its nutrients.
For this problem, we propose the next specific objectives. First, comprehend how the decomposition of food works. What is a food preservative and how it works? Research what daily life substance can be utilized like a preservative. Research which kinds of food can be preserved with this substance. And finally, check experimentally if our homemade preservative works. Our theoretical framework will consider the following.
So, the honey we're going to utilize has to be pure and come from honeybees. The food we'll preserve has to be fresh. And the containers in which the food will be placed has to be previously sterilized, and finally the containers have to be stored in a dark and fresh environment.
But before that, tell us, Abraham, what is a food preservative?
Well, a food preservative is basically a substance that prevents the decay of food. But now I would like to know, how do carbohydrates degrade?
Well, the degradation of carbohydrates is created by microorganisms and amylase enzyme. And Abraham, what about proteins?
Well, proteins decompose through a process called proteolysis, which is caused by enzymes, bacteria, and temperature.
Finally, Abraham, tell me about lipids.
Well, lipids decompose through two main processes. One is called lipolysis and the other one is called oxidative rancidity. So now what does a food preservative has to have?
Well, as you can see, all the food decomposition is caused by two factors, internal and external ones. Internal are enzymes that decompose the chemical structure of the food. And external ones are the microorganisms, moisture, and temperature. So,
I think that now I understand. So a food preservative has to be capable of delaying all of these processes then.
exactly.
So knowing all of these and knowing that honey and cinnamon oil could work as a food preservative, what would our hypothesis be?
Well, our hypothesis is that honey mixed with cinnamon oil creates a non-toxic homemade food preservative that slows the decomposition of a wide variety of food. So now, Abraham, tell us about the honey.
Well, we chose honey because it is a great antibacterial agent, because it is hygroscopic, which means that it absorbs humidity, and because it has hydrogen peroxide, which is a very powerful antibacterial agent, and it also has a very acidic pH, which can range from 3 to 6. And now, I would like to know, why did we choose cinnamon oil?
Well, cinnamon oil has two elemental compounds, eugenol and the most important, cinnamaldehyde, that destabilize the chemical structure of the bacteria. So now we'll test if our hypothesis is true through an experiment. So the products that we are going to utilize are the preservatives, that is bee pure honey, distilled water, cinnamon oil, and the food that will be preserved, that is chicken breast, apples, orange, carrots, and strawberries.
For the experiment, we had to wash and disinfect all of the fruits and vegetables that we were gonna use. We sterilized the jugs in boiling water for 10 minutes.
Currently, I'm extracting the cinnamon oil. I've already placed water in this pot.
Currently, what I'm doing is mixing the cinnamon oil with the double distilled water. So, now for the honey mixture. What we'll utilize here is honey that's 100% natural, right? And here, what we'll do is a concentration of approximately 98% honey and 2% cinnamon oil, with the mixture that we made before. So now it's done. We'll use this to cover up the distinct food products that we'll utilize right now. What we'll do right now is separate our fruit into distinct samples. one control sample and one honey covered sample, which will be the one that we hope will be preserved by the honey and cinnamaldehyde mixture. What we're doing right now, it's as I mentioned before, we'll cover with the honey and cinnamon oil mixture the samples. As you can see, my partner is doing that right here. The same was done with the control samples. We placed them in a previously sterilized jar again, put in boiling water for 10 through 15 minutes, and we'll see how they deteriorate and how they will compare to the honey covered samples that we previously put in here.
As you can see here, the results show that the food that had our homemade preservative demonstrated significantly less colonies of bacteria than those that didn't have the treatment, which proves that our hypothesis was true.
So tell us, Abraham, what is our conclusion after our research?
Well, what we were capable of concluding is that honey and cinnamon oil do indeed preserve food and do indeed stop bacterial growth and mold growth in it, and that it preserved a huge variety of food through a period of 7 days, which proves that our research was successful.
Amazing.